Hey, love, and welcome back to Loving Me, Loving You. To all of my returning loving ladies, I appreciate you. And to any new viewers, make sure you subscribe down below. Also, head over to Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, or Spotify to listen to the show. And as always, I'm back with a girl talk. Girl talk. Be real talk. Because I speak from the word, y'all. I have spirit-led conversations over here on the YouTube, also on my podcast, to guide and empower other millennial women through attracting more meaningful relationships, passionate relationships, and God-ordained relationships. And today's conversation is diving right into choosing your relationships with wisdom. Wisdom, wisdom, wisdom. That's all God has been dropping into my spirit. Wisdom comes from God. It cannot come from anyone else, no industry, no institution, no one or anything can give you the type of wisdom that God will download within your spirit. And this month, I've been hearing God just tell me to be more cautious in the people that I'm allowing into my body, into my space, into my mind, protecting my ear gates, protecting my eyes. And I wanted to share this word with you to let you know that God is saying that you are the light of the world. Like, stop playing with yourself. You are the light of the world. Matthew 5:14. Jesus was speaking to his disciples and he told them, you are the light of the world. You are a house built on a hill that cannot be hidden. It does not matter where you go, what you do. People see that you are different. People see that you have light that can guide them through the darkness. So when it comes to that light, you have to protect yourself from the things that were sent to steal your joy, that were sent to steal your creativity, that were sent to steal your strength and your clarity in the mind. Because if the enemy can take hostage of your mind, you can no longer see clearly. And the moment you cannot see in the darkness, guess what? You get stuck in it. You find yourself submitted to it. And that's the last thing that God wants you to do. So this season, God is saying, embrace more wisdom. Understand that you are who I say that you are. But what you also need to fathom and understand is that everyone is not who they say they are, because God has not established them in that identity. And in the beginning of my journey, I was a fraud. I thought I was kind. I thought I was humble. I thought I was doing God's work. I thought I wanted to just help people. But truth be told is I was doing a lot of things out of selfish ambition. I was doing a lot of things out of selfish gain and the desires of my heart that God did not give me. And once you find yourself serving your own selfish desires versus the desires that God has for you, you're more likely to show up as a fraud. And to me, a fraud is anyone that is not bearing juicy fruits. A fraud is anyone that is saying, oh, I'm a millionaire, but they're not a millionaire in terms of what they do every single day. Because what I do believe is that people can have foresight based off what God has given them. For example, I have desires to be a coach. I have desires to, guide and empower millions and millions of people. But obviously, I'm not there yet in my journey. And does that make me a fraud? No, because I'm doing the work. I'm posting these videos. I'm actively working on my podcast. I'm actively working on impacting more women. So when it comes to being genuine in your identity, being established in your identity, and really being who you say you are you bearing fruit? Are you bearing fruit? And I made a video about this before, that you will know them by their fruit. If you want to know who your husband is, if you want to know who your best friend is, if you want to know who gonna be my rider, who gonna be here in the end, who's gonna be here when I'm broke, when I got money, when I'm down, when I'm up, who's gonna be there? You'll know them by their fruit. Because a person can be feeding you and manipulating you sweet little nothings. Oh, I want to spend the rest of my life with you. Oh, I see so much potential in what we could be. But who are they behind closed doors? What about their life shows that they are a man that can lead you, that they are a man who has the head of Christ, what about them makes them who they say they are? Because I woke up one day and I said, God, you know what? I'm a generator. I'm a creator. I'm an influencer. I'm a teacher. I'm a student. I'm a light worker. And God said, well, I guess you better get to work because you're not quite there yet. But now I live to see another day. Every day, our daily bread is a new day to be who you say you are. And I still have so much work to do to really be who I say I am, and to really, walk it like I talk it. Walk it like I talk it. Because humans, we love to walk it. I'm sorry. I wish we loved to walk it. I wish it was that easy. Humans love to talk it. We love to say, oh, I'm going to be this. Oh, I'm going to be that. Oh, I'm going to have a 6-figure business by the end of the year. But what are you doing to do it? What are you doing to really be who you say you are? So choose your relationships with wisdom, because there are a lot of people in your life that are feeding you sweet little nothings, saying that they're going to be something for you, but they are not that thing for their self. You are the light of the world. And just as a moth is attracted to a lampshade, moths will be attracted to your light. People that are fraudulent will be attracted to your authenticity. Because for me, I believe that authenticity is what unlocks abundance. The moment you really show up in real life, as you do online, as you do in your workplace, as you do in your home, as you do in your friendships, as you do in your marriage, that is when you see groundbreaking transformation. Because now God trusts you to lead other people. Now God trusts you to speak to millions. Now God trusts you with the positions that you have been convinced that you already fill, because now you're just walking it. You're physically becoming that manifestation of that desire. I have no idea why God made it this way. I don't know why we're able to have visions and to see so far into the future if in the moment we may not have the energy to really become a thing. I'm not sure, but as I speak right now, I feel like I'm gaining revelation, because God wants you to rely on him to be able to embody something. I truly believe that the wisdom of God, the strength of God, the courage of God, the confidence of God, is the bridge between being fraudulent and being an embodiment of God's glory and of God's success and of God's light and of God's creation. So this is a small little word for you to get up and become who you say you are. Get up and speak like the 6-figure earner needs to speak. Get up and reach out to apprenticeship opportunities and mentorship opportunities and different situations to become the real thing, to become the God thing. The God thing is the true living creation of your desires, of your heart's desires. I love you.